This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Dominic K, in here alongside my father. How you doing, Dad?
Good.
Another crazy week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
It's all good.
It's a lot going on. We were talking about this off air, and the election is fast approaching.
Yes, because I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, is it this November? I said, no, you told me it's next November.
Right.
But they got to start early and they got to raise a lot of money.
Yes.
I said, wow.
Yes.
That's a campaign. Now this is the campaign. This is a campaign.
Yeah. And they people coming out every week, it seems like.
Yeah.
This is going to be a crowded field.
Yeah. You're probably going to have a good dozen well-knowns and probably another dozen unknowns.
Yeah.
Running. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, well, maybe we can sit down with some of the unknowns and the knowns. Maybe we get one good known.
Well, Harris is going to have her office here in Baltimore.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
she is?
Yeah. She's going to have a campaign office here in Baltimore and in Oakland. Yeah, Baltimore, she said, was centrally located to not far from D.C.
That's true.
She wanted to be in the...
It's probably cheaper than D.C.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so, I told you already that the way it looks right now, that's going to be the person I'm supporting.
You said that last week.
Before she even announced. Yeah. I mean, she's strong. Yeah. And they already started trying to tear her down.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to look at her prosecution record and... and all that. I mean, that's the best you got.
Right. Whatever they do or say about any of the candidates, wait a minute. Have you seen the president?
Right.
Do you know what the president did? Okay.
And continues to do.
The president might be a Russian spy. And you asked me how come I didn't prosecute or I didn't go for the death penalty and I went for life for somebody. Is she crazy?
She's crazy. He's gonna. When it comes down to it, and they prove that he's a Russian asset, right? They're gonna prove that he's a Russian asset. He's gonna say, "Well, I didn't know I was an asset." He's still gonna try to twist his way out of anything.
Because I'm trying to make friends with people.
Right.
Because I'm trying to make friends. Next you're gonna say I'm part of North Korea. Because I'm trying to make friends with these people. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be in a hotel. They got a lot of beachfront right here.
Oh my goodness. So there was a viral video that making its way around. There were a lot of protests and marches over the weekend. And the women had it was a women's march. It's all around the country. And Friday, thousands took part in an Indigenous people march in D.C. So you had this viral video of the interaction between an Indigenous elder and a group of Catholic high school students from Kentucky who attended a march of their own, which was a March for Life protest, which was going on at the same time. So, of course, a March for Life protest is one of those anti-abortion protests, right? Mm-hmm. And so this Omaha elder, Nathan Phillips, is seen peacefully playing his drum and singing while being encircled by these white Kentucky Catholic students. Some of them were wearing some "Make America Great Again" hats. These red and white hats, right? Mm-hmm. And so the students were taunting and mocking Phillips. Students were seen making a tomahawk chop with their arms. And so you had this one student that's standing like right in his face. and he has this smirk on his face. I just wanted to reach my hand through the TV and smack him. I did. I've seen kids look like that. I've seen adults look like that. He needed his ass whipped. Is what he needed. But he stood there talking his talk. And so the video sparked all this outrage. So people were feeling like this white kid disrespected this Native American. And just from what you saw, what were your thoughts just on when you saw the video?
Well, listen, don't ask me, because I didn't feel sorry for him at all.
You did?
No.
Talking about the Native American or the white kid?
When I saw it, I think I was listening to commentary also, and so they were trying to lay down the picture that they wanted me to have.
Okay.
And they wanted me to be sympathetic to the white boys, and indicating that at first they said that, you know, we thought that they were being disrespectful, but then we realized that they weren't. You know, we saw a video before.
So some other videos came out, and we were able to get a clearer picture. So there were some Israelites, some Hebrew Israelites. We see them here in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. If you've ever been in Baltimore, you've been downtown Baltimore, and you have gone to Lexington Market, they have some of the Hebrew Israelites standing outside. They have a megaphone, and they're out, you know, speaking history and very proud and loud, and it's I don't have any problem with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll stop and listen to to what they have to say and stuff, and it's just I don't see them as being disruptive. I mean, if you have a headache and you don't want somebody loud, you may not like that. But the words that they're saying, I mean, you know, I guess it may depend on who you are, though. So, you know, so what I have surmised from the different clips that I saw is that the Israelites had words, chants. I mean, they weren't physically violent. But they were, you know, saying different things to the Native Americans, to the white kids from Kentucky. And I feel that the kids from Kentucky were intimidated by the Israelites. And as you said, it wasn't that many of them. But these are grown men. These are just some punk kids. So yes, they were intimidated, and they turned their attention to the few Native Americans that were there, and they tried to intimidate those Native Americans. And so we just started seeing different clips from those interactions. But what I don't like is that they're now trying to act like the Israelites caused all this confusion. What do you feel about that?
Well, I agree. I mean, the Israelites, you know, they give out a lot of historical information. When
true, and facts. These are facts.
And so I don't know what maybe, you know, the kids were trying to intimidate them, and then realized because of the way they dressed. I'm sure that, as you said, I'm sure they never seen anybody dressed like it before.
I don't think there are no Hebrew Israelites in Kentucky.
Right, and they had to look at them like, who are they? You know.
Right.
And if they did that, it was all over. You know,
who are we? Yeah. Who are you?
We know. And then they
son of a.
So they started.
They told them their history.
Yes. And so they probably. So the little white boys, I'm sure, got intimidated quickly with the Israelites. And but what got me is that they went from. One minute they said that they thought that the students were disrespectful to the Native Americans, and then, as you said, then they said, well, no, they were provoked by the Israelites, the black Israelites, and it's all on the news. I mean, they're all sympathetic to these little kids, and I'm saying, I never heard one person on the radio say anything conciliatory about any black kids, like they in Cleveland, Toronto Rice, they shot him dead. Police. There wasn't nobody sympathetic about that. He was killed, and then the police were exonerated, so it was okay to kill him. I don't feel sorry because those little white kids they might have got suspended from school. This is what they were saying. They could have got suspended. We were all wrong. Sorry. No. And that's how I felt about it. No, I had no sympathy at all. Period.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, and none was needed. I mean, to me, I told you, I would have liked it better if the kids had got roughed up a little bit.
Right.
Because, you can't, first of all, you can't go in another city acting like you act when you're in Kentucky. Because this ain't Kentucky. D.C. is not Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So don't think that you can go, and maybe they can go and intimidate the few black people that they may come in contact with.
In Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Because those black people are outnumbered and may just, kind of just get along, just not to cause confusion. But it ain't like that everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. And I think that it would have taught them a valuable lesson had, maybe they got roughed up a little bit, maybe some skint knees or something.
I'm sure that they saw the Israelites in their garments, and they probably started saying something about them, and and the Israelites said, "You talking to me?" And then they and then they got scared.
Yeah. But to me, the bigger issue here is Trump's mocking of Native Americans, of Mexican people, gives license to the racism.
Right.
And, when I hear black people siding with, I had a very tense conversation over the weekend with a black Trump supporter.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You know what I mean? And so it's just when I hear black people act like this Make America Great Again movement includes us,
right.
It's perplexing to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's perplexing because it's like that's code. That's the Make America Great Again, build the wall. All that is code for racism, and we're not on the opposite. We're on the opposite side of that. They you know what I mean?
And here's the thing. Let me tell you, if this guy was to get elected again, the first term was for Mexicans. The next term is for us. Okay, I'm telling you.
And then not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
Yeah.
Not in a good way. So if the Democrats don't get control of this country we're gonna be in trouble. Absolutely. Martin Luther King said there are gonna be some difficult days ahead. Let this man get a second term. There are gonna be some difficult days ahead for us.
Yes. The youth, like I said, the youth were chanting "Build the Wall." You have a lot of conservative people talking about "Build the Wall." Now, they kind of muddy the waters when they talk about the fact that there are some barriers up in certain places along this 2,000-mile trek. Mm-hmm. What do you feel about? And this is not on our paper. What do you feel about the wall in general? Like, are you against any structure whatsoever? Do you think that the current structure should be torn down? Or like, what do you feel about the wall?
I'm not in favor of building 2,000-mile walls for this man's glorification. Mm-hmm. The thing about it is that they had showed one instance I think it was in San Diego. They have a wall there dividing Mexico. What city is that? Tijuana. Mm-hmm. Tijuana. Do you know how many tunnels they built? Do you know how many tunnels they built? I mean, it's silly. You know what I mean? This is the 21st century. It's got to have 21st century techniques if you want to work it. They already tore down the Berlin Wall in the 80s at the behest of the President Reagan. And so we want y'all to tear y'all wall down if we can build about. No. This is the 21st century. So, and the point is that what is it that they're trying to accomplish? Because it's not that they want to keep the drugs out. because the drugs ain't coming that way.
Right.
Drugs are coming in the air and through legal means.
Yeah.
You just
at the checkpoint. You just don't. You just
can't
can't.
find it.
Yeah.
But that's where it's coming in.
But here's the thing. That's how drugs have always gone. Come in. If you're talking back to the Vietnam War when they were bringing in opium in caskets, or just
right.
all different types of. I mean, that's part of the thing. Sneaking it in.
Let's face it. A lot of those people coming from South America, she got 2 kids and all their belongings. They ain't bringing in a kilo of cocaine.
Not her. It ain't her.
They ain't had nothing to eat. They walking in rain, and first of all, any drug dealer ain't gonna give it to them. Right. They gonna be them lost it. They gonna be floating away in the water. She's struggling. She's walking to America. 3,000
They're like, what happened to that cocaine we gave? I had to worry about that. She can't be.
It ain't coming that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy. It's crazy. And here's the thing. Now, if you don't want, because I don't even know what the purpose is. Now, if you don't want them to come to America to work, then you need to restrict the people who hire them. Your brother's hiring them.
Him. Trump hired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, you are the one that they think, got any job openings? I mean, they're going to you for a job.
Wow.
They are not coming to the black community for a job. They're going to you and your people for a job. And you
hire them.
And you give it to them. And then, so if you don't want them to come, then don't hire them. Guarantee you, if they say, man, they ain't hiring in America, they won't come. You don't have to build a wall. You got to think. It's just like Obama said when he came in. He said, we got to start thinking smart. In America, we got to start thinking smart. Mm-hmm. Unless you just so racist that you don't even want to. See, the reason, I don't want to get into it, but let me say this.
That bad?
The reason that this country can be great, and it is great, is because of the diversity. Because you get the best of everybody. You get just the best of Chinese, like they have in China, just the best of Japan. You got the best of India. You got the best of Africa. You got the best of Haiti. You got the best of Cuba. You got the best of the world here. So that's why we have to work together. But if you got to be smart. These people are misleading this country, and it's so clear. What are you building a wall for? Ask them that. To stop the drugs or to stop the people?
Yeah. So they feel like the points that I've heard them say is that it is to protect the border. That's just a blanket statement. You know what I mean? And the real thing, I like it better if they were just honest. It's really because he wants to try to stop the people from coming.
Right.
That's why they shut down the legal points of entry, so they're not taking people in.
Then stop hiring them.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Find the people who are hiring. If every illegal that we find that you hire is a $50,000 fine.
It'll stop.
It'll stop.
And the word will spread.
It'll stop immediately.
They won't be coming to the legal points of entry.
Right, they won't come.
They're going to go somewhere else. They won't come. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to build a wall. Don't hire them.
That's it. The point would be, that you don't need any drones for that.
No, it's really.
They're coming here for the opportunity that they believe lies on this side of the border.
Right.
And like you said, you take away those opportunities,
right,
and it'll stop.
I was at the motor vehicle today, trying to get your grandmother a
driver's license.
No, a ID card.
Uh-huh.
And they said, well, if he had come, Mr. Williams, if he had just come in December, I could have given it to you. I had all the paperwork I needed for her, but I didn't have her birth certificate. She said, now that the federal government
shut down.
No, because of Donald Trump, they trying to check to see who's here. You cannot get it without a birth certificate, no matter what paperwork. Because I said, she's already in the system. They said, no, got to have that birth certificate. Can't get it, period. So usually, she said, if you had come in December, I could have given it to you. January, I can give it to you.
It started in January.
Right. That's what you say to people when they come here for a job. So I left. Okay, can't get it. I gotta get it. You know, they gonna leave. They ain't gonna come.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and here's the thing: you tell your children, hey, we can't do that. They don't have this. The word starts spreading. And I tell my friends, hey, my father said we can't even go over there. We got to go somewhere else because we don't have birth certificate. We can't, you know, and the word just spreads.
Right. And this is what the Democrats say. We can save billions and billions because that wall ain't going to be no $5 billion to build that wall. That's going to be 20, 30 billion.
No, I mean, it's a whole racket, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just
hire his friends.
Of course. It's funneled back to him.
Are you kidding?
Now, here's my big issue, though. You know, they're asking for all this money. Let's just say you had one of these politicians to come in and say, okay, let's fix the water in Flint. Let's fix, you know, some of these key things. If they really started directing some of this money to real infrastructure issues within the country,
right?
Then people would, you know, let's just say some conservatives came up with that idea, right?
Right.
We would have to be like, look, I don't like them, but I like that idea. That makes sense. You know what I mean? If they really wanted to get the inner city, moves like that will really get people like, look, I mean, they fixed the water in Flint. They helped this. They helped that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it would be
give people something to talk about. They had nothing to talk about.
Then what you know, so that's what I'm saying. And the investment that they making would be so small compared to the amount of money that we're talking about them throwing around.
Right.
But I guess it just makes too much sense.
Right, it does. It does. And it's thinking smart.
Because you would get the black community behind you, whether it's Democrat, Republican, whoever. Independent, you really need to be Democrat, Republican is going to have that kind of ability. But somebody does that, say Bloomberg or somebody who has the personal money, did something like that, he would have half the black people off the top off of that move alone, and not just people from Flint. I'm talking about around the country, I agree. And he can afford it.
I agree.
From his personal money, you know. But those are kind of moves that they should make. I just want to see, we waste so much money on dumb stuff, but at the same time, the streets in Baltimore is messed up. You know what I mean? So I know what it looks like in Chicago streets. I know what Detroit streets have to look like. I've seen New York streets. These are just infrastructure things.
Obama came in 2009 saying that he said, I've been to China, I've been to Japan, I see what they're doing, they modernize. We've got to build this country, the infrastructure. He came in saying that, and the Republicans were against him. And no, you're right. I mean, and he came in talking about let's do things smart instead of dumb.
Right. And that's what we've been doing. Things not the smart way.
Right. And then with the administration in now, life is hard, but it's even harder when you're stupid. You know, and these people are stupid because you know everything he does is blatantly wrong. You can just see it. I mean, just like the whole wall situation. How can you make? Well, see, the thing is that he is a segregator. So he's thinking that most of the people who are off work right now is black people in Washington, and they're Democrats and they're not Republicans. You know, for the.
But then on the other hand, he'll say that people support his shutdown.
Yeah, well, but you know, this guy's just a liar and dumb, because he could be a great president. He could have came in here and got everybody. That's the key. You can't just get one part of the country. This isn't the United States. This isn't the This isn't the divided states of America.
Right.
This is the United States of America.
But you're absolutely right. He could have, if he was really thinking, he could have gotten everybody. Right. And he still could have did the Russia stuff he was doing too.
Exactly.
He could have got everybody on his side.
Exactly. It's like that.
You're right.
It's like that little cliche when the old bull and the big bull,
the young bull,
the young bull on the top on the mountain, and all of the calves are down there, all the female calves are down there.
But you're so right. That's it.
And he's doing what the young bull did. Let's go down here and get some of these calves. Father, no. Let's take our time, go down here and get them all. He could have got them all.
Yeah.
He could have got black, white. He could have got all of them.
Well, and Mexican too.
All of them.
He could have said, "Look,
rich."
Yeah, but in order to do that, you have to be, and this is why he will never get any bigger than he is now. He will never win.
No.
Because in order to do that, you have to do one thing that he hates doing. You have to say, "Look, I did that. I said this. I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I know better now. I shouldn't have said that." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If he had retracted on some of the things he said about the Mexican, and said, "Look, it's not that I don't want y'all here. I just want y'all to come this way. I want y'all to come the legal way. I want you to be here, but I want you to go through these processes." And a lot of the law-abiding ones, they would have supported that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that. Like, you did that. Whatever this person's name is, you did that, and I want everybody else to do the same hard work that you did to get here to become a citizen. Blah 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 blah. The Mexican Americans would support that, and those are the ones he would need to vote for. You know what I mean? They would have supported that, and they would have even helped. No, all you got to do is do this and and you know what I mean, get them. And then black people, there's something different that you need to say to us. But I'm just saying, you say those things, and the liberals and the progressive people, you wouldn't maybe get them all, but you could get a portion of them to give you a chance if you say the right things.
And the thing about it is that he knows that, because he used to be with Don King and Muhammad Ali, and he knows that. He knows that, because I was just looking at the fight. It was a fight from 1987. Who was that fight? And
Tyson.
It's Tyson and somebody. Spinks.
Okay.
Spinks. And he was there, and that was his show. It was.
Yeah, they had it at his spot. Yeah.
He was doing it. So that's why it's the Russian connection. They're interested in destroying the country. You see, we were talking about.
And he doesn't care about that.
He don't care. He goes, "I just want to be rich." He's 77 now. He got 10 years. I want to do. Hey, I don't care about this. You know what I mean? I want to go down in history, and you know what I mean. I'm the one who brought it down. I mean, whatever. He's going with it. So we can't get confused, and the people who are running cannot get confused. He's not interested in building this country.
Right.
You wouldn't have cut down the government and shut them down, and know that let them. I think when is the football game, the Super Bowl, about 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to have it together by then, because what's gonna happen is that the TSA, they're gonna take off. They're gonna say, "I'm not coming to work that day," and it's gonna be supposed to have 100,000 people going to that football game, and the air traffic is gonna be chaos. But
I didn't even think about that.
But he don't care. He wants to create chaos, but at the same time, he still got to run the country too. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So last thing, State of the Union is supposed to be a week from today.
Exactly.
And in case y'all didn't know, the government is shut down.
Yeah.
So my question is, should he give a State of the Union during the shutdown or not? And he's preparing two different State of the Union speeches. One is a traditional address that he delivers to Congress, or some other location. The other is going to be prepared for a political rally at a location outside of D.C. that has yet to be determined.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he's going to end up doing.
The second one? Yeah.
In a little rally like he did, instead of going to the debate that time, he's going to give $6 million. They don't even talk about how much money he's supposed to spend of his own money during the elections. And usually they talk about how, personal. But anyway, he's going to probably give it at a little rally, because he definitely going to give it in the White House for just nobody there. He and I don't think he's going to be able to, even though I think I heard today that he said he wants to come to to Congress.
Yeah.
And but then if nobody's gonna be there but the Republicans, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. I mean, it appears that this is going to drag on until next week. I can't see it. In order for it to end before next week, things have to do a complete 360.
Yeah, they're supposed to have a vote on Thursday that could temporarily end the shutdown for I think it was 2 weeks or something like that.
Why can't I follow Luke, Luke, Miami, 2 Live Crew.
Oh, okay.
And he's been talking about running for mayor of Miami. Yeah. And he said something this morning on his Instagram where he said that he feels that any politician that's in office now, they're talking about running for president, all this kind of stuff with the government shut down, that he just doesn't understand why adults can't figure this out and just keep the government open. Of course, it's not that simple, but he's holding all of them accountable for that. Do you feel that the longer goes on, falls on everyone's shoulders to a degree that's in Congress, or does it just stay with him?
You mean whether
blame of the shutdown
of the president or Congress?
Yeah.
Well, the president, he said that he can handle the weight. He said it was on me. And remember, see, I don't come from the standpoint of people saying he is trying to build this wall, he's trying to destroy the country and divide intentionally. So
what does he gain from that?
The Russians want
the hotel. He wants to build a hotel.
Well, I mean, his I go all the way back to last year when I told you that my thing is that. That's what Putin told him. I can give you something nobody can give you. That's the presidency. So whatever his motives are.
So you're saying it just comes down to this, this is what came over the wire that Putin told me to do today, right, and tomorrow it can be something else.
Because he knows what the long range objective is. And that's been Russia's long range objective is to bring down America anyway. Everybody wants to bring down the great Satan. The great Satan is the United States. They've been running the world. So it's like a heavyweight boxing match. Everybody is trying to go for...
It's gunning for
Iran, Cuba, Russia. Everybody's been going from America. And so... China. I mean, and so now they got somebody...
Less people like us now than ever.
Yeah, because the great Satan is weak. And we got a guy who is alienated all of our... allies, that's not accidental. That's intentional.
And coming at NATO.
Yes, cut NATO out. That was an accident. That's Putin told him to do that.
Definitely.
So when you keep saying, it's he's the president and he is creating the chaos in the country, and it's intentional. 2
questions for you. In the 80s, when I was a kid, I remember seeing the news and. Coverage of world events, and thinking that the world was a scary place outside of the country. I would see hostages. You see
Iranians.
Iranians. You see different Muslim people in conflict and mad at America. We see missiles and weapons and hostage videos. All these things. Looking back at the 80s during Reagan's administration, and now. Do you think that America was more hated then or now around the world?
America was more feared then. They had fear of America. They don't have that fear anymore because, I think more people look at us as weaker now. It's not so much of hated now. They don't have no respect for us anymore.
That's worse.
Yeah,
that's worse.
That's worse.
That's worse. Yeah.
Because China is 20 times stronger now than they were in the 80s. Russia is stronger. Everybody else has gotten a little bit weaker. England is weaker. France is weaker. The United States is weaker. And they've gotten stronger. So, and Africa is getting stronger. So America is losing its prestige. Is that fear factor? You know, you remember when Obama was in office, they talked about Obama couldn't relate to America because what was that slogan? They said that we were what was that? All the Republicans said that we were special. We were that. It'd come to me.
Who said it?
Limbaugh, all of them on Fox would say Hannity, exceptional. We are.
Okay.
What was that? You know, we were exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Obama doesn't realize that we're exceptional. And,
he didn't realize.
Right, he didn't realize it because they accused him of going on an apology tour.
Yes, I definitely heard them say that.
And we, in Americans, we are exceptional.
Mm-hmm. We don't apologize like that kind of thing.
Exactly. And also, you look at Saudi Arabia. You know, they manipulating. They're manipulating this president. You know, so they don't fear us anymore. It's a difference. You know, we were stronger. It was a iron fist.
Right.
They don't fear that anymore.
Last question is, let's say after Trump's out of office, 2 years. Let's say he opens a hotel in Russia, right? Is there going to be any uproar or anything? It's like this whole thing was in, it was, no?
No, they won't. Yeah.
He's going to definitely open a lot more around in different countries around the world when this is over with, this presidency.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's setting some things up.
Oh, please, his whole family, they yeah. I mean, and he wants to do that wall. He wants to build that wall himself. Okay, he will hire his people.
Oh, literally, yeah.
For every dollar it's gonna $5 billion. It's gonna be $35 billion to build a wall, and he got he wants to be one of the richest men in the world. Okay, and so this man is very dangerous for America, and he's very, very dangerous.
Well, I just want him to keep eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
And drinking his Coke.
Mm-hmm.
And everything will be all right.
Right. And do some running.
No, don't do any running.
Yeah.
Don't do any running. Eat your Coke, drink your Coke, eat your burgers and ice cream and all of that. You don't do no exercise, don't do nothing. Just chill, relax.
It's all good. Just eat.
Right.
Eat up.
And everything's gonna work out.
He probably still got some of those burgers from last week.
He probably did. They had salads on the table too. You wasn't touching those though.
Salads?
Yeah, I saw some on the table. It was near the back. But thank you as always.
Yes, sir. I enjoy you and my son at any time of the day.
Oh my goodness! I know I said it's the last thing, but we got to touch on it. Adrian Broner.
Oh man.
So Adrian Broner, Manny Pacquiao. Adrian Broner said he got robbed first. He said that the whole hood knows he won.
If he did, he robbed himself. Set himself up for robbery.
He said the whole hood knows I won.
Yeah.
No. The hood knows the truth. The hood knows everything. You know that, right?
His neighborhood.
I don't think they believe it. But you know, the hood knows everything. The hood knows, like when crimes happen, the hood knows who did it. You can find out in the neighborhood who did something.
Right.
They definitely, I don't know how the hood knows.
I heard him do a lot of interviews with people asking them about the fight. Not one person said.
Not one.
Said he won the fight.
Not one.
Even his friend tried to say, well, he was dancing good. He was moving. He was trying to be like Floyd, but he just wasn't hitting back.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then you got to hit too. You know.
He let the hood down.
Yeah, he let himself down because the hood wasn't with him anyway.
No, that's true. Because most people in the hood look at him as a clown.
Yeah. He just don't have something missing. You know what I mean? He can
skill.
And he has some skill. He didn't even fight.
But this is the thing, Dad. In the gym, he looks fine. Hitting the punching bag, he looks fine. But when you match him up with a regular human being, not a sparring partner that he paid, but the actual opponent, I don't see the skill.
Well, you know, Pacquiao got $10 million for that fight.
As he should have.
I'm just thinking about Mayweather got $8 million for that little 3-round. Well, didn't he go 3 rounds? That 1 round thing that he did.
Yeah, well, Mayweather's also undefeated.
Right. And this might be about Broner's 4th or 5th loss. I think it's his 4th. And he got 4 losses.
He had going into this, he had 3 losses. Right. And so, do you want to see, or I guess the better question is, do you think we will see Pacquiao Mayweather 2?
We might see that,
because it wasn't even the fight wasn't even close. He dominated. I mean, now my thing is this: had he knocked Broner out, then after that he could have called out Mayweather. That would have been nice. I mean,
he called him out in the ring.
Yeah. But I mean, in that
bragging right.
Yeah, that one, that one.
And when AB your boy,
right? He should have did like Mr. T did in Rocky 3, like, and I knock out this punk, you next. That's what Mr. T says. That would have sold the fight. Yeah. But Pacquiao ain't that guy. But if he had said that, what's your guy name in UFC? He would have said something like that. The white boy.
Crazy. Yeah, McGregor.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
But listen, I ain't heard McGregor say a word since that boy beat his ass. And that the Russian.
Well, what can he say?
Well,
what can he say?
I tell you.
I tell you what, he ain't gonna say nothing about the Quran or any Muslims
no more.
When he comes out. When he does surface, he ain't gonna say nothing bad about them. Right. That boy beat the brakes off him.
Right.
He don't really want no rematch either.
No, he won't. And now he said that he denied that. Well, the guy who beat him said that McGregor said, I was just promoting, you know what I mean?
And he probably was.
And then McGregor said, I ain't say that, you know what I mean?
No, that's probably what he said. When you standing over the person right in the ring at that moment.
Yeah. And he might have been saying when he was hitting. And I was saying it was just for promotions, man. I'm trying to sell tickets.
Yeah, but he can't say that because he gonna do this 3 or 4 other times with somebody else, not with you, against somebody else. But
but his thing that he's real good at, he got a lot of mouth. Okay,
he does.
He's good. I mean, he's good. He shut Mayweather. He out-talked all of them. He out-talked.
I haven't seen anybody that of this current era that can. I mean, because even Ray Leonard couldn't talk like that. You know what I mean?
No.
He's up there. He's up there.
Now Ali would have said, "You can talk. I'm gonna beat your ass."
Yeah, he's still with the one the talking against Ali because he's just too clever. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to talk about that, and there's a good fight this weekend too.
Yeah,
coming on, but that's not pay-per-view. That's regular cable. So we had to watch that too.
Yeah,
it's getting into that season where they start having fights. And Cinco de Mayo, it's gonna be a big fight whatever that's gonna be. Mm-hmm. They always have one.
Mm-hmm. Now there's quite a few fights coming up, like I said, February and March, April. It's a lot of them coming.
And we're gonna watch all of them. Mm-hmm. All of them. All right, Dad. Thank you.
Man, I love you.
Love you too.
See you next week.
All right.